Michael, are you asleep?
I'm awake. What's up?
It's the middle of the night over there, right? I'm sorry I'm contacting you so late.
It's all good. All good. I was late getting home tonight. I'm just now getting ready for bed.
I see. You were working so late. I know it's hard when you're on the road. Thanks again for everything.
It wasn't even that late when I left work. After work, I went to the bar with some of my coworkers. And we drank for a while. I think they are a lot of people in London who don't sleep at night.
I wanted to let you know that I just got notified from the hospital. My father just passed away.
What? Your dad? I wish you would have told me straight away. It doesn't make sense, though. He's been fighting his disease for a long time.
Since his condition deteriorated a month ago, doctors said anything could happen at any time. So we were somewhat prepared that this might happen. But the timing is a little bad with you being on an overseas business trip.
Maybe your dad didn't want to see me again and took advantage of me being away. I'm not sure why, but your dad didn't like me very much, right? He never did give his blessing for us to get married.
Well, my dad was a difficult person. He was a little misogynistic and old-fashioned. I don't think he disliked you as a person.
I wonder.
I think he might have thought that you weren't serious enough, and that bothered him.
What do you mean by that? Are you trying to say I'm super lighthearted?
But I think some lightheartedness can help save the day sometimes. Especially during serious times, like now.
See? My personality can be a good thing. And? What are the plans for the funeral?
My relatives are helping me to contact all different funeral homes. I'm going to have to make arrangements with a funeral home and a priest and all that. I am so busy that I don't really have a chance to be sad.
I see. If I were back home right now, I'd be able to help you. Do you want me to come back home for a little bit?
It would be helpful if you were here with me, but it would take you over 14 hours to get home, wouldn't it?
You're right. And that's just the flying. And I would have to check with my company before I could even buy the ticket. I can't just decide on my own to come back. And I wouldn't be able to catch a flight until the morning at the very earliest.
And then there would be the time spent getting from the airport back to your house as well. I think the funeral would be over by the time you would get back home. And besides, you're going to be home in 2 days anyway. Go ahead and put your first work, okay? Stay on your business trip.
Are you sure? But I'm your fiancé. It seems bad that I'm not helping out at all. I hope your relatives won't be too hard on me about it.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I've also spoken to my uncles about it. And everyone is thinking that you don't have to trouble yourself and try to come home. And on top of that, it's not like we are married yet anyway. We haven't made anything official. Technically, you are still in the boyfriend zone, so you don't have to feel any responsibility right now.
Okay then.
My relatives will understand that the situation is out of your control.
Okay. I understand. In that case, I will go ahead and continue on my business trip.
When things settle down, we'll go back to my parents' house together and give an offering to my father. I think that will be enough.
Roger that. Good luck with planning the funeral.
Thanks. Good luck with your job as well.
I made it to the airport. That was such a long flight. I was so bored that I ended up watching the same movie twice.
Welcome home.
How are you doing? Do you have any problems?
No problems. A lot of people came to my father's wake. I was surprised. Even though my father could be a difficult person, apparently he had a lot of friends somehow. He must have been very happy to have so many people send him off.
If If I had shown up at the wake, his ghost probably would have appeared and yelled at me to go home.
I would have liked to have seen that. There was no problems with the funeral, but I still have lots of things to get done. I never realized that there were so many things that needed to get done after someone passes away. It's not just the funeral that needs to be taken care of, but a lot of things need to be taken care of. At the town hall, there's so many forms that I have to submit, and after all that's done, I will have to also go back home and clean everything up. It's so much. Thankfully, my relatives will be helping me.
Seems like it's a lot to take care of. I have no idea what all needs to be done.
So I think I will stay at my parents' house for a while. You can go home and rest for a while. After you have recovered, I'd appreciate it if you would clean up the house a bit. I rushed out of the house, so I'm afraid I left everything in a mess.
Are you serious? Okay. I'll make everything shine.
That will really help me out.
By the way, how long are you planning on staying at your parents' house?
About 3 days.
Truly 3 days? You won't be coming home any earlier than that?
I mean, I can't say for sure. I have my job too, and of course, I want to come home as soon as I can. I haven't decided how long it will take to clean up my parents' house. Why are you asking such detailed questions? Do you have something going on?
No. I was just checking.
Oh,
Let me know when you know what day and time you will be back. I'll make sure to have a meal ready for you.
thanks. I'll contact you again soon. No answer. What are you doing? When you see this text, please get in touch with me.
Sorry, did you call? I was out running and didn't realize. I'm in the bath now.
Oh, running. Did you sweat that much?
Yeah. It felt good to get some exercise in.
You must have had a pretty good time. Exercise is exercise, and there's so many ways to get energy out.
Huh? Get energy out? What are you going on about? You're being weird.
Am I? You're in the bath right now? By yourself.
That's what I said, isn't it? What is this about?
Oh, so can I come in too?
What?
What? Are you saying that I can't?
No, I'm not saying that. Where are you right now?
Does it matter where I am? I just thought that it would be nice to join you. It's okay if I join you, right? Just keep enjoying your bath.
Well, actually, I was just thinking about getting out. Sorry, next time we can take a bath together. I'm getting out.
I'm letting your parents in.
What?
Right now. I'm actually standing outside the bathroom. And I have your parents with me.
What? What, is this a joke? Aren't you still at your parents' house? I'm not in the mood to be surprised. This sounds like one of those urban legend stories like Bloody Mary. You know I don't like those horror movies.
I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not joking. This cute little one-piece suit that's out here isn't yours, is it? I don't think it's your style. I wonder whose it is.
It's mine.
Oh?
Actually, I was really embarrassed and didn't want to say anything. It's actually become my style recently. I mean, does it matter if a guy wants to wear a one-piece suit?
It's amazing
What?
what people will do when they get concerned. I think the situation you currently find yourself is much scarier than any scary urban legend. Why don't you open the door to the bathroom?
No. That's embarrassing.
It's finished. It's not amusing anymore. I've been hearing what's been going on in there for a bit now. I've been hearing you and another woman's voice being all flirty and intimate in there.
What are you talking about? What about your parents' home?
Since my relatives were helping me, we finished cleaning early. I heard on the weather report that there was going to be a huge storm starting tonight and going into tomorrow. So I quickly changed my plans to get home before it started to rain. There were some relatives that offered to drive me home. I tried to call you as soon as I left my parents' home, but you didn't pick up. And when I got home, I heard you and another woman's voice coming from the bathroom. To say I was surprised doesn't really cover it.
What? But what are my parents doing here? Did you call them here? Stop messing around.
I didn't think I could handle the situation on my own, so I called for backup. I managed to suppress my anger after witnessing your affair, and I headed to your parents' house. Thankfully, it's close by. At first, your parents didn't believe me. They said that their son wouldn't do something so dishonest. I thought it would be just easier to prove it if I brought them home with me. And you were still in the bath when we got here. I mean, what were you guys even doing in there?
What do you mean, what were we doing in there?
Actually, no, don't tell me. I probably would end up throwing up if I heard. Now that your parents have witnessed what you have been up to, how do you think they are reacting? Your dad's face is all red with anger, and your mother is crying in dismay. I mean, it's only natural.
Wait a second.
Let me see now. Maybe I've rambled on too much. Your dad is about to lose his patience. I'm going to start counting down until we enter. 5.
Hold on. Can't we talk about this calmly?
4.
At least give me a towel. We're naked right now.
3.
I'll explain everything. Could you just keep my dad and mom out of this? They have nothing to do with this. Let's just talk about it between us. Are you listening to me? Are you having fun doing this? You're the worst type of person. You witch.
Skipping 2 and going straight to 1.
Wait.
Yes?
I admit it. I'm in the wrong. Even though you were already suffering from the loss of your father, it was wrong of me to cheat on you and make the situation even worse. But I had been on my business trip. And even after I came home, you weren't going to be coming home for a little bit. I felt lonely. I haven't been able to see you in such a long time. And it's like the devil took over. Please forgive me.
So this is the first time you cheated on me, and this was supposed to be just a one-night stand?
Definitely. Of course.
By the way, I called your office. They told me you didn't have an overseas business trip planned, but that you had taken several days of paid time off.
You contacted my office?
But for some reason, there's a woman's passport and your passport in our living room. I can speculate on this. How do you want to explain this?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey. I'm really, really sorry. Could you please come home so we can talk about this?
I don't really want to. I don't really want to go into the house where you brought some woman into and fooled around with. I'm going to stay at my parents' house until I find another place to move to. Please send my things to their house. I expect you to pay for the shipping to my parents' house and also for you to pay for me to move my things to my new place. I never want to see your face again.
You gotta be joking.
Are you stupid? Of course I'm breaking off our engagement. Why would you even ask that question at this stage? Why would I want to marry someone who brought their lover into our house while I was away because of my father's funeral? And your business trip was actually a vacation where you took your lover on vacation, right? There really isn't anything to talk about.
I just wanted to play around a little before we got married. You know, like the last hurrah.
Oh, is that the case? The woman you were having an affair with told me that you proposed to her. You had told her that you were going to leave me and marry her instead.
To me, you were both my soulmates.
What are you saying?
Why do I have to just pick one? Why can't we all just get along and be happy together? There's no need for you to become so hysterical. Can't you make more room in your heart?
What? Are you trying to justify what you did? That's really disgusting. Even if the laws allowed for a polygamous marriage, I would never marry a thoughtless man like you. It has become so glaringly clear. I am definitely leaving you. I'm glad I got to see who you really are before we got married. I am really glad.
Hold on, this isn't making any sense. I already told my company that I'm getting married. It will be very embarrassing to tell my company that the engagement is off.
Why don't you marry the other woman? I'm sure it was very awkward for her to listen to you get yelled at by your parents when they caught the two of you together in the bathroom and in front of your fiancé as well. She went running out of that house as fast as she could. Come to think of it, she was cursing you a lot when she went by. I'm pretty sure she said she doesn't want to ever see you again as well. But maybe there's a little bit of hope left for you yet. Maybe.
She won't answer any of my calls.
Oh, then I guess it's hopeless. But you know what? I finally understand why my father was so against us getting married. I thought that the reason why he was against our marriage was because he was a difficult person. I wish I could go back in time and slap myself. My father was completely right. I was just blind to the truth.
That's not the case at all. If your father had given us his blessing to get married, I never would have cheated on you.
Sure. I'm going to send your parents the screenshots of this conversation later and let them know that you are not taking any responsibility for your actions.
Wait. Don't you dare do that. They promised to help with paying your moving expenses if I sincerely apologize to you. Who knows what they will say if you send them screenshots?
Strange. I don't recall a sincere apology.
What? That was the first thing I said to you. Look back through our text messages.
Shall we do the countdown again? 5.
It was my fault. I'm so sorry. I'm completely in the wrong. I can't apologize enough. So please, don't send my parents the screenshots.
You saying that the reason why you cheated was because my father didn't give his blessing? It sounded like you were trying to put the blame for your actions on my father.
Well, isn't that the truth?
But I wonder when you first started to cheat. You proposed to me about 2 months ago. If you started cheating on me before you proposed to me, then your reasoning won't work very well. It won't just mean that you are using my father as a scapegoat. So, what about it? If you answer me honestly, I will forgive you.
I started cheating on you about 2 weeks ago. It was recently. Up until then, I was being faithful to you.
But your business trip, your vacation with your lover was planned a while ago. About 3 months ago.
Oh. I'm not sure about that.
4. 3.
Seriously, wait.
And skipping to 0. After that, Michael ended up having to pay for the entirety of my moving fees. The other woman, maybe feeling embarrassed, disappeared completely without a trace. Michael attempted to cling to her when he was dumped by me. Michael's prospects fell drastically. Feeling desperate, Michael began to go to nightclubs to find satisfaction. As he visited many different nightclubs, he found himself in a very dangerous situation. He ended up owing the club a lot of money. Michael had asked his parents for help, but they had given up on him, and they ended up kicking him out. Now he's going to end up having to try and pay back the money he owes for the rest of his life. It's absolutely shocking. As for me, I'm starting my life in my new home. I think I'm going to take a break from love for a little while. The other day, I went to go pay my respect to my father at his grave and let him know of the events. I apologized to my father for ignoring his words of caution. I felt like I heard him say, "See, I told you so." And I thought I heard him laugh from somewhere.